We're going to show you the Revolution by Little Giant Ladders. There are two things to remember to make this ladder operate. The hinge creates the shape of the ladder. It locks in the stored position. It locks again in the A-frame position. And then it will lock again when we open it up as a straight extension ladder. So just the squeeze of your palm, and that disengages the hinge. Move it to the next position, and those will lock automatically. Always double check to make sure those are fully seated before climbing the ladder. And just like that, we've made an A-frame. The rock lock is one of the new innovations to the Revolution, and just by squeezing those in at the bottom of the rock lock, that'll disengage that pin and then adjust it to any one of these 1 foot intervals. I find that if I lean it to the side, let gravity do some of the work, that makes that job easier, and rock that back into place. Then we come over to this side, do the same thing, just squeeze those rock locks at the bottom and raise or lower to these 1 foot intervals. Again, make sure that those rock locks are completely seated before climbing the ladder. Remember that it's double-sided. This Revolution has a 300-pound capacity. That's a Type 1A rating, but because it's double-sided, that's 300 pounds on each side at the same time. Because these legs are independent, we can offset one side. So if I bring this side down, this is where I can use it on a hillside or sloping ground. Again, rock that rock lock into place. And now it's ready to be set up on a staircase, on a porch, a hillside, really any kind of unlevel ground. And find the position of the 1 foot intervals on this side, working with the 1 foot intervals on the opposite side, and we can use it on just about any unlevel surface. To accomplish that 90-degree angle to get you close to a tight corner, we find that putting it in this position will help you get close to a wall or a window and not leaning the ladder against something, but right up next to it, which is a great way to get inside tight corners. You'll climb up this side and you'll get right inside those tight corners. The easiest way to make it into an extension ladder, again, is simply by pushing in the palm buttons and creating the shape of the ladder first. Doing this in the ground or on the grass is always the best. Make sure that that hinge is completely seated. It's locked into place. And now we're going to telescope the legs to create the desired length. Simply flip the ladder over, butt this up against the foundation of your home, against a wall or a solid structure, and hand over hand, being able to get it exactly where I want it to be. Just reverse the process when you're done. Hand over hand. And by flipping that over and telescoping these legs, I can put it back into its storage position. One of the most time-saving features to the Revolution is when we take it apart to make it into scaffolding. All we do is unlock those rock locks, again, lean the ladder to the side, and take these legs completely off. Do the same thing on this side. And what we have is the inner body of the ladder. We're going to refer to this as a trestle. Just a reminder, this is not to be used as a separate step ladder. This is only to be used with the plank. The inner body of the ladder will sit to one side. And by adding these trestle brackets, these came with your Revolution, slip these inside one of the outer channels and lock that rock lock into place. Again, remember that this flange on the trestle bracket needs to be on the outside of that channel. Lock that into place. And by locking these two sections together, we've just created a second trestle, and these rungs will line up with each other. You could use a 2x12 piece of wood, lay it across the rungs, or now would be the perfect time to get a Little Giant plank if you haven't already. Lay that across the rungs, and now you have a safe, stable walking surface. One more reminder about this plank. When you're walking across, whether it's a 2x12 or a little giant plank, don't use the top rung to walk on. You could use it up here as a chop saw or workbench. If you're using this as a scaffolding to walk on, use it at least one rung or further down to be safe. To put it back together, you simply remove the plank and then just reverse the steps that we've already taken. You can unlock the rock locks, remove this outer section, and now remove these trestle brackets. We'll slide these sections back on. And then we can put it away. If you made the decision to upgrade to the new ratchet levelers, let me show you how easy they are to operate. Now you have a safe, stable ladder to climb. If that adjustment needs to be more, remember that you have 8.5 inches of adjustment on the right and another 8.5 inches on the left. So you always have a safe, stable ladder to climb. All we need to do is pull this D-ring and the leg returns to its storage position. To extend your ladder with the ratchet levelers, again, we just go right to the hinge, disengage the hinge, lay it flat into your grass or your surface, unlock your rock locks and telescope these legs to the desired length. Lock these into position and again, make sure that those are completely seated. Do the same thing on this side, telescope it to the length that you'd like. Rock those rock locks back into place. Now we're going to take the extension ladder, flip it over, and footing it up against your home or the building that you're working on, hand over hand, I'm raising this up. Now I can lean that extension ladder up against my home or my building. Now when I'm in this unlevel position, just with the push of a foot, I have a safe, stable ladder to climb. To bring it back down, we just simply reverse the process, pull this D-ring, and that leg will slide back up into its storage position. Put this ladder up against a safe, stable surface, and again, hand over hand, bring that back down to the ground or the floor. Flip that over and reverse the process of bringing these legs back to their storage position. Unlock the hinge one more time. It's that simple.